this is not a planned video, it's just gonna be me putting the camera on, and I'm kind of just gonna be talking about my plans for some upcoming projects, because things are taking a while. So, the main thing I'm working on at the moment is my Honkai Star Rail video. It's gonna be a much longer video, based on just the mechanics of the game, talking about stuff like Simulated Universe, the wishing system, I think, just how characters function, stuff like that. It's probably going to be in 2 parts, because the script for it is already longer than all of my Genshin ones I've made. So it's going to be a 2-part video, I'm afraid. But the first part's script is nearly finished, so that should be done relatively soon, I want to say. I was working on a comparison video between Nahida and Kazuha, because I consider those two to be very good characters, like 2 of the best supports, if not the 2 best supports. But I recorded the script and I'm fine with it, I just didn't like how the script recording turned out. So I'm going to re-record the script and I'm going to finish that one at some point, because the script is completely finished. So it's just a matter of actually getting the video done, because I just wasn't happy with how the recording came out, so I'm going to redo that. Probably after the Star Rail video, because I'm really liking how it's turning out. I'm working on a lot of almost side projects, I guess. Probably the main one is the Board Podcast, or the Boardcast, whatever we're calling it, which is the podcast me and my friends are doing. Episode 1 did way better than we expected, and episode 2 is in the works. We've recorded it. Lycan, who edits the podcast, is just doing the edit as I'm recording this, so that sums all of that up for what I'm doing on the side. And I do appear in some of my friends' videos, like Gold Riley. I do videos with him quite often. I more just appear in his streams, that's probably a better way to put it. But, I appear in his videos, so checking out him would probably be quite good. He'd enjoy that as well. I have a lot of videos planned that aren't Genshin related. I want to do one where I'm going to sit down with one of my friends and just basically talk shit about Pokemon, which is something we do a lot, and I just thought it would be fun to do, because we have a lot of opinions on that franchise. Some good, some bad, but hey, that's still just an idea for now. So, have I done this puzzle? No. So that's still kind of just a concept in the works for now, though, so I don't know if anything is going to come from that ever. But hey, that's a potential thing I might be doing. There should be some more spectres around here somewhere. They are not spectres. I'm planning a Risk of Rain video. I think I either mentioned this at the end of one of my videos, or I completely forgot to mention it, and it was something I wrote in the Nahida and Kazuha script. I don't remember, but I play the game a lot, and I can hear one of you. I'll do that in a minute. I really like the game, and I've played it a lot, and I have nearly got every achievement in the game, and I was gonna kind of do a bit of a longer video where I talk about some of the achievements, which ones were really hard to get, really easy to get and I didn't even notice them, and the more interesting ones to get. I have not started this video because I need to finish getting all the achievements, because I'm missing quite a few, but and by missing, I'm missing 18 out of 100 and something. So I'm not that far off, but when that is done, I can start working on that video, because that is one I think I definitely want to do, because it's a bit different to my normal content, because I was going to say primordially, that's not at all the right word. I primarily make Genshin videos because I know an absurd amount about this game, and I've invested a lot of time into it. Yeah, I know the community can be a bit but I really don't care. I'm just gonna ignore that stuff. The Star Rail video, why am I a box? I didn't want to do that. The Star Rail video, it came out, and it was like I was like, yeah, I'll try it. It looks pretty good, and it was way better than I expected it to be. And I was like, yeah, I'll make a video on it then, because it seems very interesting, and it's new, so making a video on it would be relevant to maybe help some people to understand how some of the mechanics work. Because while doing the research for this video, I found out quite a few things about the game that I actually did not know. So, yeah, so hell. Research for my own videos is beneficial. I need to find more specters. Future Max, speed this part up in the video, please, and cut out all audio. Some other things I'm kind of planning is I do want to make more character analysis videos because they are probably my main thing that I do, because obviously I have Yaimiko now. This was incredibly impulsive, and I let intrusive thoughts... I very much so let intrusive thoughts win with pulling for her, because I just wanted Kirara, and I ended up getting 2 5-stars on the banner, because I got an early Kaching and then an early Yaimiko, which was just fantastic. But, I will probably do one on both of these characters, because Kirara, I really like how she plays, and Yaya's way more fun and way stronger than I thought she was, especially with Aggravate. So I will probably make a video on both of those two. I have, like, characters which I might make videos on, like, for example, I've got Ito, who is 90'd, who I might make a video on. Kazuha and Nahida they are going to be in the same video. I mained Raiden since version 2.2, and I think nearly 10 updates later, I stopped maining her and started to main Sino. Which I'm now noticing it's very weird to see him here, and not here. Oh well. I'll probably make a video on Raiden, because she's a character I care about a lot. I could cover Nilu, but I covered quite a bit of her, main gimmick, let's say, being the, bountiful cause in the Bloom video I did. Which, mentioning that video did way better than I thought. Why am I using Krara? She's level 43. The Bloom video did incredibly well, and I'm very happy with how that turned out, except forgetting to put a little bit of the footage at the end, which I didn't notice until I uploaded it. But, okay, that happened, it was embarrassing, we move on. I won't make the mistake again. But that video did really well, because Bloom, I think it's one of the weirdest reactions in the game. So I was like, hey, I've just gotten a bunch of characters that Bloom works with, being Nilo and Kabe. I'll make a video on them now. And I made a video on the reaction as a whole, including Burgian and Hyperbloom. And I enjoyed making it, I'm happy with how it turned out. It was a bit shorter, because there wasn't just as much to cover. But I might do it again, I might just cover the other Dendro reactions, like Burning and Aggravate, Spread, and Catalyze, I think it is. I don't really know, this is the first time I'm using an actual Aggravate team, you're seeing in the footage. Because I just kind of chucked these characters together after getting 2 of them, and said, yep, that'll do, and it's working, and I can't be asked to change it, because I am a professional player of this game. Yeah. But, yeah, I want to do just more analysis videos, stuff on characters, just things on characters, things on reactions. I might even do an area analysis. I don't know what merit that would hold in any sense. But I think just breaking down some stuff in, like, Inazuma could be quite cool. It would probably take a while, but it would be an interesting video, maybe. But because I don't spend a lot of money on the game, hell, I kind of stopped spending money on the game for ages now, only recently. This whole team is dying. When Yai came out, because of how weird my luck was on that banner, because I'm normally categorically unlucky, and I got 2 early 5-stars, which has never happened to me before. but I spent money on this banner. I'll tell that story if I make a video on her. Or on the podcast. Check it out. Link in description if I upload this. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. But, I forgot what I was saying. Thank you, autism. I've completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Like, area breakdown. Because there's a lot of aspects to Genshin, but the game hasn't been out. I started that sentence wrong. There's a lot of aspects to Genshin, but the game isn't as new as Star Rail. So, I'm making a video based on the Star Rail mechanics, because it's a bit more of a new game, and it could maybe help some people, and I've wanted to try to do a video like this. It's just Star Rail came out, and it was like, as I was starting to look for games to do on, it was like, oh, that's perfect, I'll do that. I might not do character analysis videos on Star Rail though, because I might do a few on the, like, specifically the unique ones, like, Jinyuan and Blade when he comes out, because his kit looks very interesting. But characters aren't as complex in that game, because I don't think any character has a description this long, or this long, or like this. That just doesn't happen. Like, characters don't have they're not as complex in Star Rail as Genshin, because the combat system is incredibly different. There's another thing I haven't done here. Because it's a turn-based combat game, it's not a, oh, I'm gonna drown. It's a turn-based combat game, it's not a open world combat thing, so it's a lot more simple. I cover this way better in the video that I'm making, but there's just not as many combat aspects in Star Rail as there are in Genshin. It's more, you have your energy, you have your abilities, you've got your ultimates, you've got your normal attacks, there's not much else to it. There's not, like, multiple, well, there is multiple passive abilities, but they're not as, they're more just, oh, in the open world, you can get some more attack at the start of a battle, or you can give, say, Jinyuan, you can give him some stacks of his Lightning Lord counter. So it's just stuff like that, really. It's not as, it's not as vital to the combat system as Genshin's passives are, like Sino's, Duskstalker Bolt's passive with his ult is one of his most vital things to his kit. The ones in Star Rail are more... What the fuck is going on there? Are more, like, the technique abilities are very much so, oh yeah, you get a little buff before you go into combat. The passives are more like, oh, when such character does this, they get this sort of buff. They're not as in-depth, and, they don't shape a character as much in Star Rail as they do in Genshin. I should have just said that from the start. That took way too long to figure out and say. But there are some characters that have unique mechanics, like Jinyuan building the stacks. There's another thing over there I haven't done. Like Jinyuan doing his stacks for the Lightning Lord. It gets built by doing his ult, doing his ability, various things like that, which is one of the more unique characters. Like, Seela has a similar thing, where she gets Resurgent stacks, which I think is a damage buff, and you get another turn. And, like, Clara with her follow-up attack mechanics. There's some certain characters are much more unique, while others are very much so very simple. So, I can't really cover... Like, yeah, there's simple Genshin characters, but even the simple characters have some... Like, they have some sort of gimmick to them, usually. So, I can't achieve that in Star Rail, because the simple characters are very simple, but the complex characters are more complex. So, I might make a video on Jinyuan. If I get Blade, I might do the same thing. There is nobody else I plan to get. Because I have Xinyuan, and I plan to get Blade, and nobody else. But, yeah. I'm gonna end recording now, because I was just farming on Genshin. I thought, hey, I could just record and potentially upload and just talk about the things I plan to be doing with my channel and what projects I've got going on, because my videos take a little bit longer to make than most of my friends, because one of them is very minimal editing. Lycan's videos are very heavy editing, he needs everyone there to do them. Mine I have to write a whole script out, it just takes forever, but I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna stop talking now. You can go about your day. Goodbye.